Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 518. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
Hello.
All right, so you want to do the news, Daniel, you want to talk about?
Well, it turns out that The Force Awakens has surpassed Titanic in the box office.
Yeah, domestically.
Domestically.
Yes. Let me just give you what I have. Now Star Wars The Force Awakens has 686,425,583 domestically, which I believe the Titanic was, what, 685 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I think, let me look it up. I want to make sure I'm accurate here. Titanic domestically was domestically Titanic was 658. So it's we don't have the figures yet, but they figured that today's gross had put it over the edge because it was just shy about $4 million. So whatever it's making today, it's already, they know it's pushed past it, but we don't have the exact figure. From what we have right now, not counting today, we have in $1,390,625,583. Okay, so they do know for a fact that it beat Titanic today domestically, but we don't have the figures. We won't have the figures till tomorrow because people still go in the movies. It's only 4:34 here. That will finish off after midnight because it's midnight showings. So we won't have a proper figure until tomorrow afternoon. And again, even Monday, we won't have a figure for Sunday. So right now, it is really doing amazing. I mean, there's no sign of, it might be percentage-wise making less than it did when it first came out, but it's still a powerhouse. Basically, that's what it's saying. Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight has in 19 million estimated 766,963. It had a budget of 44 million. It probably will be a success. And then we have, what else movies we have? Daddy's Home, Will Ferrell's movie, is a success. It has $80,560,495 worldwide. It didn't say how much it cost to make, but I don't think it cost that much money. We also have, let's see, we have Sisters, which is estimated at 56,793,640. Already is profitable. It only had a $30 million budget. And we also have Revenant has generated, let's see. Oh, it's not, I don't have any numbers really for that yet. But what else do we have? Concussion has 20 million in with a $35 million budget, so it's not right there. It's not quite there yet. And the Point Break remake seems to be a bust, only making $18,290,000 here, $105 million budget, worldwide $61,480,000. So it's a big failure, that Point Break reboot, which nobody really wanted. So Hunger Games, Mockingjay is like the 10th place. But it is already, let me get the figures for that. Let's already get the Hunger Games. Mockingjay Part 2 has in 623 million worldwide, already profitable as well. So that's the box office numbers. What do you say, Daniel? What's happening as of Monday? What do you think the figure is going to be with Star Wars? I mean,
well, it says here Star Wars 7 will break Avatar box office by Monday. I hope so.
Yeah, that's the domestic meaning, the States, United States. as far as worldwide, it's going to take a little while because it's at 2,700,000,000. But again, we're almost at 1.5 billion already, and it's not even. I mean, what is it now? It's almost 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's like 13 days, so one day shy of 2 weeks. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we predicted it pretty good, I think. No,
Yeah.
well, we were predicting these astronomical numbers. I mean, what did you say you predicted it to do? I forgot.
I said 3 billion at least.
Okay, right. So, and I said it was going to do more than Avatar. I think I said 3,400,000,000, but I don't know if it's going to actually reach that. But at least if it gets 2,800,000,000, that'd be great. I just want it to beat Avatar. That's what I really want.
Me too. I still don't understand why that movie made so much money.
I don't know either. I mean,
a lot of people said the success of Avatar was a fluke.
That's what I think. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Even my mom thought it was a stupid movie.
We tried. We watched it on 2 different sittings. When it was, I never went to see it in the theaters. I wasn't really interested in it. But when we had it on cable, we tried to watch it, and it was just too long and too. I don't know. I think it was because he took advantage of the 3D. That 3D was like triple the price of ticket sales. So everybody was watching it in 3D, and it was like the most, at the time, most amazing 3D movie ever. So you're really paying, instead of paying $6, you're paying $20 to go see this. So that's, I think, how it really, if you didn't have that 3D nonsense, it probably would have been like 1 billion, something like half that.
I tried 3D. There's nothing special.
I don't really like 3D. I mean, it takes away from the enjoyment of it, Too much flashy stuff, But that's me anyway. What now? I guess when Star Wars calms down, everybody's gonna be talking about Star Trek because that's gonna be the thing. Besides Civil War and besides Batman vs Superman, this movie is already expected to. The Star Trek is expected to do so well that they already approved Star Trek 4. So, I mean, what do you? I mean, you don't really want to talk about Star Trek right now, right? Or no?
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's just that
I know your tastes have changed a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I mean, I talk to certain people, and for example, the new series. My hopes for the new series just plummeted.
Well, I saw those podcasts, which I really don't think you should feel that way. I think you should be optimistic, because nothing is set in stone, and it is quite possible that it won't be on a streaming network. That they'll change their mind, because fans can change their mind for them. So we may have it, and let's just be hopeful for that. While I loved it on TV, I actually liked it. I do like the Star Trek movies when we had William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy and Forster Kelly. I really enjoyed them, and Star Trek 2009 I liked, but it's dark and it's okay. I didn't like, but I do like. I wish that we could have both. We could have J.J. Abrams' version on the movies, and then we could have the after effects of the Prime Universe with Voyager on TV, because then at least you could cater to both audiences. You like the movies, you like the TV series, I think that's missing with a lot of things. I mean, we have Marvel that's in Netflix, they're in TV, they're in movies, they're in comics. We have DC that's doing the same, and then they're trying to do their own Netflix thing. And I think that Doctor Who, we have Doctor Who, but we don't have the movie franchise yet, which I have a feeling Moffat will take part in. So why not show whatever you can offer for each franchise so that way different people could enjoy it. Like some like a TV series, have a Star Wars TV series. Some like the movies, have the movies. Some like want anthology movies, do anthology movies. I mean, that's what they're doing. Rebels, all this stuff. Like, just give different divisions of a franchise to what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the talk about Friday the 13th, like the horror, we're going to have a CW TV series. We're going to have a movie, and we're going to have a video game. So that's the best marketing thing. Throw everything out there, see what people like and don't like, and then adjust. You know, from a market point of view. And I think, you know, we're hearing Gremlins sequel. We're hearing that we may have a Jaws sequel, not a reboot. You know, and I'm hearing that Steven Spielberg is looking at these different things, saying, "Hey, all these franchises are coming back. Why don't I have a franchise come back too?" Hold on. So we're hearing that Steven Spielberg, you know, they want to do another Indiana Jones sequel. He may do an E.T. sequel. No reboots. He doesn't want to do reboots, and that's fine. I mean, you might as well capitalize on the market now. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan, Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator. I mean, what do you feel about this? What's your take on it, Jenny? Would you like to see like Star Trek in all these different forms and video games too?
Oh yeah. I love Star Trek games. You know, I just don't get it why the last game got such a bad rap. And like a lot of Star Trek games get bad raps. You know, like there was this video game called Star Trek Shattered Universe or something.
Right. Now I have to admit, I did not purchase the last Star Trek video game, so I don't really know how it is. But go ahead.
So yeah, it had like this was like way back when the PlayStation 2 era. You know, it had Sulu. And, you know, he went into the mirror universe. It started off where he was on a rescue mission because, you know, Chekhov was the captain of the Enterprise and he got caught in this whatever. So he was on a rescue. So Sulu was on a rescue mission, but then the crystals in his dilithium chamber fractured and it kind of sent him to the mirror universe. So he had to fight his way to another. I don't know. It's really complicated. You know, it was a really good game. You know, it was awesome. You know, like you were one of the people on the ship, and you had to get into like a fighter, and you had to destroy the opposing starship in the mirror universe, which is was a really good game. I wish they could make a remake of that, but unfortunately, they're not going to do that because it didn't do so well. You know, it was one of those games in the cheap section. So yeah, but I
remember playing a Commodore 64. Star Trek game, the Kobashi Maru, and it was just words. Like you had to type in what you wanted them to do. You know, nothing like what we have now. I mean, we did have next generation video game. I believe Super Nintendo we had and stuff like that. But we need to have a good Star Trek video game now.
Yeah, yeah. Also, you know, I'm kind of worried about the TV series because you see now we have two fan bases. Fan bases of the new and fan bases of the old. And the old fan base...
Well, 4. Fan bases of the movies, fan bases of the TV series, or both.
What, 4?
Kinda. New, old, movie, TV.
Well,
you know.
Wait, movie and TV, that's 2 fan bases, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, like some people just like the movie, some people like the TV, and some people like both.
Okay, so okay. So,
well, let's not complicate. Again, continue with the way you.
I'm just a little worried now because did you know that Abrams wanted to do a TV series back in the day? Back in 2009, he wanted to do a TV series, and you know the whole thing where we had like it showed a flashback of the original universe, and we saw that supernova. That was foreshadowing. That's what he wanted to do in his TV series. He wanted to, you know, explain how the supernova started, and then he wanted to talk about the aftermath of that, and it would have tied in both universes, the new and the old. We would have seen both universes in there. That would have been awesome.
Well, maybe he'll go and do that after the 4th movie, no?
But then, you know, I don't know, CBS for some reason shot him down, you know, and they were like, oh, that's infeasible. What you're suggesting is infeasible. No, it's not. I mean,
People know about the multiverse. I mean, they're not even explaining it anymore. You know, I mean, they're gonna have that Ghostbusters. It's just another universe. I mean, it's like whatever. You know,
yeah, I just that
nobody
would have
makes
been
a big deal about explaining it anymore.
yeah. But like I don't know, I don't know why CBS shot him down for some reason.
I don't know
I
why
don't know.
CBS is. Well, they're taking down the fan film. I guess they feel it's getting too big. But that's not
I
fair
think they
either. I mean,
want
it's like
more
you can't
money.
allow something to grow and then it grows and then you put a stop to it. I mean, I think that's terrible. I mean, either you give them permission to do it or not. You know, like don't tease people like, and then they get millions of dollars to do a movie and then they're like, oh no, we can't have that. It's like I don't like that. You know,
I think they just want more money. They're trying to sue them for everything they're worth. They want their money.
they want
You
to
know?
destroy their whole. So then nobody's ever going to make a fan film anymore because they just aggravated with Paramount. You know, it's like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, if you're going to allow them to do fan films, allow them then. Don't, like, take it. Don't give them it and then take it back. That's not cool. Like, what did you think? You think they were never going to get that amount of money to do a movie? Now that they did, you don't want them to have it? That's like grimy. I mean, you're hurting the fans of your own fan base. It's like, now they're going to, you know what I'm saying? That's just not cool. I don't know.
Yeah. So also like I said, there were
Don't
there's
do it.
there's like three fan bases. There's one who likes the movies, one who likes the TV series, and then there's one that likes both. There's like three of them.
Right.
What I'm worried about is like, okay, I liked the idea for Abrams' TV series. It would have been so cool. He would have made it into a really cool, action adventure TV series set in space. But a lot of people don't like that. They're just like, whoa, no, Star Trek was never made to be an action series. And every time they try to make it into
Well,
an action,
you know what? I don't think that would be true because you know what? Everybody wants Star Trek. BBC, America, all these people, So, I mean, it's interesting. Everybody was interested in Star Trek. And now's the time to put a TV series out because everybody wants it.
I just think it's kind of silly that every time they try to turn it into an action series, the fans or whatnot, they have to get together and destroy it. Like, I remember when I don't remember this, but I read this when DS9 was out and it became more of an action series during the end with the Dominion War. The fans got together and they were complaining, and like especially the fans the fans from TNG, they looked at DS9 and they were complaining it's too dark, it's not like TNG, and they tried to they tried to destroy it, and I'm like, why do you have to destroy it? I mean, there's many different flavors of different things. Like, who gives a shit? Why do you have to destroy it? That's kind of stupid?
It is stupid.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, geez, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It really gets me down. I mean, they try to improve upon it. They try to make it better and everything, and try to open it up to newer audiences. Oh, nope, it can't. Why? Because we say so. I mean, do you think these people have the right to do this?
What do you mean, like in a sense?
Like,
what?
do you think every time they try to turn it more into an action series, you got this fan base who has to get together and they're like, oh, we're gonna destroy this. We don't give a shit if anybody else wants it. We're gonna destroy it.
So you mean you're against what? Paramount going against the fans? What?
No. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. Do you think the fans have the right to destroy every time every time CBS tries to turn it into an action series? You got this group.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's that they're against the action. I think that here's the thing. Here's the thing. If fans want to destroy the franchise, they're the ones that watch it. So they should be allowed to. But the problem is that they wouldn't be allowed to if everybody was on different pages. Like, I want to see Star Trek series, but I wouldn't want them to destroy Star Trek to get the point across. I want, to stay around. So they did it with what was that name of that zombie thing? Zombieland's TV series. They didn't want it on TV. They promised a sequel, and they wanted a sequel. And when they did a TV series, the fans are like, no, we said we don't want that. And they canceled the show before there was an episode 2. It was like, wow. So in that sense, I think, yes. Same thing like with Gem and the Holograms movie. It was nothing like what the TV show was. So they canceled it. Like, they made it fail in the box office because that's not what they wanted. So certain instances, yeah, I think that fans do have the right to say and have say over, like, the movies. If they don't like the Star Trek movie, they won't go see it, or they'll get it to be a bomb. And then that would wake up Paramount to say, hey, we need to do something different. We need to return Star Trek the way it was. So I'm not really for anybody's one side. I mean, I liked Next Generation. I liked Deep Space Nine. I liked Voyager. Enterprise I wasn't crazy about because, to me, it was against my Star Trek. So when you start pitting fans against each other over franchises, that's not good. You should be able to have each series separate where it doesn't interfere with the other series, where it doesn't take away from the original Star Trek. And I think Enterprise was trying to be too flashy where, oh, Archer fought the Borg first, Archer fought the Romulans first. They tried to take all the accomplishments away from Kirk away, and that's what I didn't like. I mean, and I think a lot of fans didn't like it, and that's why it got canceled, because they just ended it themselves.
Yeah.
And
Also,
yeah.
Also, it was on a network that was preempted by sports.
Yeah, but another thing, too, you have to understand, right? My hero was Kirk, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do anything that's going to hurt the character of Kirk, I'm going to have a problem with it. So when they turned the movies into focusing on Spock more than Kirk, I wasn't really happy about that. And the only reason they did that was because Abrams, I guess, his favorite character was Spock rather than Kirk. So, like, I really, was like, I mean, it's there, we enjoy it, but it's not the way I would want Star Trek to be with things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really want it with Spock as the main character. Like, it's Kirk as the main character, and Spock's his best friend and different things. And, like, I didn't want it to become a Spock show or Spock-oriented or Spock defeats Khan or Spock and Kirk. It's like, I don't like that. So, I wouldn't be against a TV series. No, I would want to have a TV series. Mm-hmm. If that answers your question. I don't know if I answered your question, but
yeah.
I just want it back on TV too, man. I'm dying to have it back on TV. We need more. We need something out there other than Doctor Who that's just huge like that, And I think Star Trek needs to return immediately on TV, new episodes and stuff. But that's that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have room. You could have Star Trek, you have Doctor Who, you could have Battlestar Galactica back. You could bring a lot of different shows back and just, they won't interfere with each other, Mm-hmm. I just want what I'm used to when I was a kid, all the stuff that I like,
Yeah.
So, and actually we're gonna have a new member of the Everything Show soon. My friend Chris, he used to work on the set of Next Generation and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun to have him on here. I hope he feels better, by the way. So that's going to be cool to have someone that was in the business with the show, meaning the actors, dealing with that. That's really nice. And he's welcome to be on the Everything Show anytime he wants, or if we do a Star Trek cast on it, he's welcome to be on too. And I'm sure you would want to meet him too.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be really cool. Someone that was actually working for Paramount, be nice. All right. Any other thoughts? We're gonna cut this short now. Any other thoughts you have to say?
Yeah, it's just so sad that Abrams didn't get his chance to do a TV series. It would have been awesome. I would have loved.
I don't think the window is closed. Hey, Adam. Adam.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you too.
Dude, I wanted to know your take. We were just talking about Star Trek right now. Daniel, you don't mind if we talk about Star Wars, right?
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to get your take on Star Wars. You did see it, of course, I'm sure.
Yes, I have. I've seen it twice.
Okay. Tell us, man. Tell us what your opinion is of it.
I really enjoyed it. I loved what they were doing with Poe and Finn and Rey,
Yeah.
the new characters. I just loved um, the sort of us how you at first you know them, but then you sort of don't in a way. You know, there is more to Rey, and of course you'll find out later. Can we go in spoilers or?
Yes, good.
Yeah, yeah, all right. That Rey is the Jedi. I know, sort of advertised alluded to Finn, but of course it was Rey, and that was a brilliant sort of comeback with the lightsaber battle at the end. And then Han Solo and Chewie coming into the picture as well. It added a lot. Of course, Han sort of being what Alec Guinness was back in the original Star Wars,
Yes.
the new mentor. Um, I don't
He
mind
was a
him.
different. He was a different type of mentor. He was like, "I'll
Yeah.
blast you with a blaster" type of thing. Where Ben Kenobi's like, "Use the foot." You know, it's like, he was great. He was, Again, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
Y- Yeah, I almost lose track. I loved this new the First Order. I like sort of them. Love to see more Captain Phasma, who I thought was,
Yes.
underused, but of course, hopefully, we'll see a comeback from her. The new Boba Fett, possibly. We got Kylo Ren, played by Adam Driver, who did really well,
Great
and
job.
General Hux by Domhnall Gleeson was really cool.
Surprisingly, I liked him too. He was great.
Yeah, yeah. He did very well for that kind of space Nazi sort of symbolism they were going for. I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, yeah, that was definitely really cool. Um, yeah, there was BB-8, lot of fun to have around.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I bet everyone's got like a miniature version of him.
I
Sort
don't
of,
have it yet, but I'm probably gonna get it. Yeah.
I have the
I put
Funko.
Kylo Ren everything. I put Kylo Ren all over the place, signaling Kylo Ren in the air. So
He's on my calendar, so
yeah,
there we go. There we go. I got the Force Awakens calendar, which is quite cool. And all the actors done splendidly. They were really cool. Um, and I think some of the last people I have to talk about, Snoke.
yes.
Um, I want to see what's
Go
going on
ahead.
with him. I want to see what's,
Isn't he? Isn't he from Rebels? Was he the Grand Inquisitor or something? What was he? Or no?
I don't know, but people have been comparing him. I haven't looked as much into the expanded universe, but I'd like to. Kind of similar to a person called Darth Plagueis, who's
Yeah.
kind of similar ilk. Yeah, and of course, seeing Luke at the end,
Yeah, that
really
was great.
nice. You know,
Now, was that a grave that he was looking over? Was that like possibly a grave of his wife, or what was that he was staring at?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what in episode 8. I'm sure they're going to explore what Luke was really doing, and
Yeah.
how it has affected people over that I assume really 30-year period. That would be quite nice to go, between
I,
with,
I I
yeah,
think a lot of people don't understand that you can't answer everything on a movie. You have to have stuff spread out for other movies to enjoy.
absolutely.
We
Mm,
need to have like a plot, like where it's like, who's Ray? What's this? What's that? Who's Snoke? I mean, you can't just in one movie say this one's this one's that, this one's Luke's daughter, which we don't know. But it's like, you got to have something to go on for the next couple episodes.
and that's what Star Wars did back in 1977. You really didn't know what Obi-Wan was up to, or
Right,
what Darth Vader was. You didn't know that
right,
he'd be Luke Skywalker's son until the second movie. So there you go.
correct. So, what do you rate it? I mean, scale
Oh,
wise, I mean, is it hard to rate or?
I it is a very it's really high. I must admit, I'm edging for a 10, but part of me says I should go for a 9. Um,
Right.
I it's probably my favorite movie because there was so
I
much
mean,
enjoyment.
mine is favorite is Empire. I think it will
Oh
always be
yes,
Empire. And
that's my favorite.
Star Wars is my second favorite.
Mm.
I mean, I think this is like my third favorite, but
I'm
you know,
I'm I'm probably
as
matched with
far
you
as
actually.
rating wise, I think I'm gonna go with a 9 also.
Mm.
You know, so that's what I feel. 9, give it a 9 as well. So
Mm.
you know, so we were just talking about Star Trek too, because that's also coming back.
Mm.
And Batman vs Superman and Civil War and it's just a whole bunch of franchises and we were talking about the TV series for Star Trek, like should it be on both? movie and TV series at the same time. And I said, well, aren't they doing that with everything else? I mean, Friday the 13th is going to have a movie and a TV show and a video game, So Marvel has movies, Netflix, and regular TV, so why not?
Hmm.
And that's my opinion of things. I mean, I'm all for a TV show even while they're making movies. What do you feel about that? I mean, would you want that, or you don't really bother you, like having Star Trek on TV?
Well, I'm more of the Wars fan, but
Right.
for Trekkies, the only attachment I'm afraid to say I have is the J.J. Abrams stuff, Star Trek,
Right.
and then later Into Darkness. I didn't think much of them, but they are for who they are for, and I respect the fan base, and I'm glad that as you compared with Marvel, yeah, that's good because what I have been watching was Jessica Jones,
Oh my
which
God, how great was that?
that was fantastic, and of course
How freaking
Tennant.
fantastic.
I thought that was genius casting Tennant, to be honest. I think he looked and sounded the part.
God, he knocked it out of the park.
Mm.
Definitely. And it's funny. It's like every day I'm in the city and they have like these movie company trucks, and have no idea what they're filming. And I'm like, oh, that's where they filmed it. Damn it. It's like I pass by it. It's like I wish I had time. It was like that time I passed by the Men in Black 3 trailer, and it's like said Will and it said John. It's like, oh my God, how stupid am I? So I believe they were filming Luke Cage too, where I passed by, and I don't know. There's other things too. Who knows? They could even be filming Spider-Man for all I know. I mean, but yeah, in the city all the time, they're filming stuff all the time, man. And it's like too bad I couldn't have the time to just with the commute just stop and watch. It would be nice.
I was going to ask, what do you think of Cumberbatch's look as Doctor Strange?
I just saw did you see Sherlock? Did you watch
Yeah, I
it?
did see the Sherlock. Yeah, I did see it.
I
Yeah.
loved it, right?
Yeah.
I loved it, man. I thought that was so genius to go back and forth and show that the drug addiction was making him in his mind palace, and I mean that's just. And then they did a twist where it's like maybe it is, maybe it's. It was like wow, I really enjoyed that, and high ratings for that, man. I was going to do a cast on that later. Benedict Cumberbatch, I think, is a versatile actor. Like he could do different things, and it won't come off as the same. So I'm really looking forward to his take on Doctor Strange, his performance, and I really think he's going to knock that out of the park as well. I think that's going to be a surprise for them, where they're going to be forced to do a sequel because I think it's going to do that well. Right now they have a playing stage. It's like, all right, Doctor. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. They didn't really think about sequel until like, oh my God. It's like then they had to add it in. So I think even Ant-Man, they added it in. So I think Doctor Strange, they're going to have to add in a sequel because I think it's going to do that good. I mean, I don't know, Dormammu we have, Baron Mordo. I mean, I don't really care that the Ancient One, they changed sex, where she's going to be female. That doesn't bother me, So what about you? Does that bother you, or?
No, not at all. It's fine,
I'm fine with it, and I really think it's going to do well. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
He looks exact though, like Stephen Strange. He looks like the character.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you get people that don't look like the character at all, but they sound like them. He looks like him.
Yeah.
Totally. So
Definitely.
we're lucky. We're lucky. We're definitely lucky on that aspect. What about Batman vs Superman? Has your attitude changed about that movie, seeing the new trailer? Or I know people's attitude went down once the trailer came out, the new one.
I loved the Comic-Con one. I thought that was a very nice showcase. It was so fitting, considering we would have gotten that movie at that time when Comic-Con was happening. We were going to get Batman v Superman in 2015. I wonder sort of how it would rival with Ant-Man, of course, coming out that exact month. But now we're getting, and it was going to be May to, fight with Civil War, and now it's March. The trailer, I didn't think showed. I wasn't a fan of the Doomsday stuff. The editing was a bit off for me. I know it's a trailer, but and that
pretty
should
much,
be the least of my worries. But yeah, it didn't.
There was
half the bits you wanted to see, and half the bits you weren't really too bothered to see. I think it was a very.
It was like some of us was like this. We're like, Oh, they didn't just do that, right?
Yeah.
That looks like abomination. Oh my God! It was like it was like, oh my God.
Mm.
I think their problem is it's going to blow up in their face because I really feel that they're going in the opposite direction of Avengers, where they feel, oh, let's throw everything in this movie, and then it would just spew out into its own universe. And I think it's going to be cluttered. I think it's going to be more cluttered than Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think you're going to have way too many characters in there that are going to get lost in the shuffle. Like, nobody's going to care if the Flash is in the movie or
Mm.
Aquaman. I mean, Wonder Woman, all right, they can make her in the forefront, but I think it's a waste to do that. I mean, you're taking away from the conflict. And I really am not crazy about the way they explain the conflict. It's like, to me, being a fan of like the Batman movies and stuff and the TV series, it makes Batman look stupid that he actually is attacking Superman for no reason. Like, if he's always accurate in going after the villains, knowing that they're villains, and in this one instance, I mean, I'm not saying Batman's perfect, but he would not do that in the comics. Like, it would have to be a thing for him to go after him. Like, if Superman was possessed by the red kryptonite, yeah, I got to take him down. But Superman's not being a bad guy in any way. You know, so I would go after the Zod and the crew and all the other villains, not Superman. So I'm not. I think it takes away from the Batman character, makes him look stupid by doing that in the movie. You know, I would have done something differently. But what do you think?
Um, I'm interested to see how the conflict played out, how they tied it in with Man of Steel. I thought that was actually that was quite good. Seeing all, I think it was a very Bruce Wayne thing to run into that, to the smoke to save the kid, and I thought that was cool. Um, yeah, and I sort of think Alfred is even sort of doesn't want
I
to
like
either.
Jeremy Irons, right? He's
Yeah,
great.
Scar is Alfred, so that's great.
I know, right?
Mm,
Yeah, for those Disney
mm.
people know what we're talking about. Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of good stuff coming out, but then there's some bad stuff coming out.
Although,
Unfortunately.
what dropped Christmas Day was a new trailer for Deadpool, and I might say I'm really looking forward to the 20th Century Fox superhero stuff for 2016.
Yes.
That's where my money is with Deadpool, and X-Men Apocalypse looks
X-Men looks
brilliant as
great.
well. Yeah, I just think those are the comic movies I'm really looking forward to, seeing how they sort of change the formula a little bit. And Oscar Isaac, who's Poe Dameron, is now Apocalypse, and
That's amazing.
that's just gonna be some really cool stuff.
Right?
Mm.
I'm just worried about how they're going to do the Infinity War. I'm hoping it gets right. And then we're hearing stuff about who's going to be the next Captain America, and I'm like, I don't think that's something they should have like leaked or revealed, or like they're making like who would be the next Cap. Why are you doing that? Like, I mean,
Mm.
isn't that like taken away from the movie? But then again, they're doing a Civil War II comic, which I don't see the purpose in that either.
Mm.
So I don't know. We'll
They
see.
said who's going to be the next Captain America after Avengers 2. These questions sort of go around it after the movie.
I know
and
they
they
gotta
never
ask these
really have.
questions, and then the Hulk merging with Banner in Asgard. That's weird. Um,
Yeah.
in Thor 3, right? It's like, why is he there? Like that doesn't
Unless
make any
they're
sense.
alluding to Planet Hulk,
I
then
think
I
I
don't
think
know.
what's going to happen is I think something's going to happen where because Thor already left already. So
Mm.
if he already went to Asgard without the Hulk, why? How does the Hulk get there? Unless what I'm thinking is the villain. I don't know if it's the Enchantress or Hela. Maybe she takes the Hulk to Asgard to deal with Thor,
Mm.
and then he's just stuck there. I mean, that's what I'm thinking because I don't know how he would. He didn't come back to Earth to pick up the Hulk, and there's no reason for it. So I don't know how they're going to tie that in. I mean, I heard that they don't have the complete rights to do a Hulk movie, so I understand that they're just throwing him in here and there, but I just don't. They got to get the rights to the Hulk movie. I mean, that's just
Mm.
we got to have that already.
Oh yeah.
We just got the Taskmaster back from I believe it was 20th Century Fox. Or no, from Universal. Somebody. Taskmaster is the villain that adapts all the combat things from the heroes, and then
Oh right.
They have to fight him a different way. And I think he was a hero in Thunderbolts or something comic when it had all the villains. So they're gonna probably utilize him in one of the movies
Mm.
soon.
Mm.
They're trying to get certain characters back, and hopefully Marvel's successful. You know.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they're going to do with Ghost Rider because I think they should seriously do a division of the Marvel Universe where it's supernatural. Besides the Mystic, I think they need to do Blade and tie him in with the original Blade. I know they want to do his daughter, but they should do like a Ghost Rider, Blade, Midnight Suns type of thing in the Marvel, like a little faction of that. I think that's what they should do.
And then you got to put in the Defenders and the Inhumans along with them as well.
And another thing too, they were all supposed to be part of the Infinity War. Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, but because Marvel split with their infighting, the Russos think that that's going to be impossible. Which, don't forget, at one point in time, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones like ran the Avengers. If you didn't know that in the comics, so I would like to see that. I mean, that would be pretty cool. And you know, if I could give a spoiler away, you saw the whole Jessica Jones thing, right?
Oh, I did, yes.
All right, so spoilers for Jessica Jones. If you didn't see what happened at the end, don't listen to me right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. In the comics, the Purple Man, which is Kilgrave, has a healing ability that he came back from death. So technically, they'll probably explain it in Jessica Jones when he was injected to boost his powers in the end. And you saw the purple running through his veins. That quite possibly gave him the healing factor. So that way, because she snapped his neck, he's able to heal back from that. Because technically, he came back from death in the comics. So he should come back. Like, I really feel that he was so good that he has to come back. But I think what they would do is if there was a season 2, if they do that, they'll probably have little things in the background hinting, like he's coming back, and then he would appear like towards the end or maybe halfway. I think. Yeah. So I really think David Tennant will be back because if he has a healing factor like the comics, yes, he can come back.
Of course.
So, what else do I want to talk to you about? So much stuff I haven't talked in a while, but it's good talking to you, bro.
Absolutely no problem.
I do want to talk to you about Doctor Who, but of course I wanted to talk about that on the Real Whovians cast and just focus on those because, you know, as now that Doctor Who's off the air, you know, we're going to run out of stuff to talk about. So every chance we get, just have a Real Whovians cast to put one out there. But maybe tomorrow, if you're around early or something, we could do a Real Whovians cast, and I want to get your take on the season as well as Husbands of Riversong.
Of course, no problem.
Very good, bro. All right, so I have to go now, guys. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah,
Ultimate Whovian.
No problem.
Thank you, Daniel.
Okay.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.